We are live, we are is what we are.
We are the intro to Ace. Hello. Oh, are we on?
We're on! We're on.
Woo! Hey everyone, I'm Taylor, that's Lujack, we're the Peopleorians, and tonight we are once again playing Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney. And let me just check the audio real quick.
Checking the audio. Drinking my Coca-Cola.
Alright, beautiful. Then I'm going to have it open in a little tab to the side here, so I'll be able to see if anyone comments and be able to respond, because that's how streams work.
Yep.
I feel like there should be, I feel like stream, well, part of the appeal of a stream is that it's live, right? So
right.
Maybe there should be an algorithm that maxes out how many people are watching a stream. Not like a hard lock or something, but like a thing that pops up where it's like, this streamer currently has like a zillion people talking in the chat, which is a lot. Do you want to watch someone else? On one hand, the problem is that that would really limit your streamer. I don't know how the revenue works or whatever. Maybe it's unfollows, maybe there's ads or something.
I don't know,
on the other hand, it also means that your average streamer, your lesser known streamers, get picked up.
Yeah.
Don't recommend me the channel that's already got a zillion people in the chat and it's just pure chaos. I don't want to be talking to the void. The best streams are ones that have a healthy chat room that's 5 people.
I don't really watch enough streams to have an opinion on any of that. I don't really watch streams. I should, but I don't. I think my issue with streams is because it's live, it means if I were to get attached to a streamer, I would have to be there for a specific time to watch their stuff. And
yeah,
that's just not a commitment that I can make to anyone, you know?
Yeah, I got a TiVo the stream.
Yeah.
I love how... Is it just... I know that TiVo was a thing and people actually used it, but for some reason, because I didn't have it and because I swear it was less popular for a while. No, you don't. Sorry, my cat's trying to get outside. Someone was a big idiot and locked the back door, which was very difficult to lock and unlock. They left the light on! I don't need the back light on all night. This is goofy. Sorry, hold on. Bug just fell on me. Sorry. So yeah, we're playing Phoenix Wright. I'm Taylor, that's Lujack, that's Jenny in the chat.
Sup, Jenny? Jenny, did you play Mass Effect? Because you should play Mass Effect. Mass Effect's great.
Oh, right. That's, I gotta do that. That's... What did you do after the stream? Lujack, I, wrapped up Doom Patrol. Lujack, you need to watch Doom Patrol.
Yeah, but I'm playing Mass Effect. I'll watch Doom Patrol after I'm done with Mass Effect.
Oh, you got it all wrong. See, I need to catch up with Mass Effect. You need to catch up with Doom Patrol.
Yes, but here's the thing. If I don't finish Mass Effect before you catch up with me, how can I tell you how to not fuck up so that you don't end up having to restart your playthroughs 3 different times?
He's right, judges. He's right. He's changed my whole world to you.
I'm imparting my wisdom to you.
Yeah, no, you're correct. You're completely right.
Cause goddammit, dude, I'm so tired of this. I've started keeping multiple saves on the 3rd game. In hopes that if I ever...
always do that? I thought that was the gamer standard, is staggering your
It's
saves.
never been a standard for me because it's... I don't know, man. It's it's a weird OCD thing for me. You know, I like to have one file that all my stuff is on, and that's my file. So I've never made a habit out of having multiple files. But I'm making it a habit now!
I'm the opposite, where I like to have, about 3 saves, no more, no less. And that's because 3 saves is enough that they're staggered, but also it's few enough that you don't have to scroll down that much. 'Cause that's the thing. If this actually happened in like Hitman, and it drove me nuts to the point where I figured out how to like go into your PlayStation files to delete them on purpose. Yeah, where if you have you'll have your various saves or whatever, but like it doesn't. The recent Hitman games, they're one of their few flaws, I would say, is that you can't delete saves. You can overwrite, but if you have like 4 saves, you just have to deal with having that extra save there.
Ah, man, that's dumb.
Yeah. But yeah, I'll usually have like 3 saves, and I'll just save on the oldest one. Which I also like. I love when games have that built in, where when you go to save, it automatically highlights whatever your oldest save is.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good shit.
It's good.
It is.
When we last left off, we haven't met the other lawyer. Is it? I don't know about you, but this chapter has a bit of zigzagging in it that I feel. Whoa! Ugh. Got a bug on my neck. It has a bit of a zigzag to it that I'm not too fond of. I like the overall chapter, but the pacing is wacky in that, like oh, you go to this lawyer's office, and you go and you look at all of his stuff, and he's not there, so you come back.
Yeah, you kind of
What do I
just keep
do?
going from one place to another, and then to another, and then back to the first one, and then back to the second, and then back to the third. It just feels like a lot of backtracking.
I would have set it up where like you go to the lawyer office and he's there and he's like, I can't represent her, yada yada yada, and then you go back to the office looking for like a way to convince him, but then you get more details, you get the phone, and you're like, well, I have all the things I need. If I really have to, I'll just represent her, and that's how it would go.
Right.
Like that way it's one loop.
Yeah. I'm gonna see what this conversation is. September 5th, 9:27 a.m. Maya, wait, hang on. Do you want to read one line and I'll read the other, or?
I'll read this because I do both of these.
Alright, cool.
Mia. Look at the kerning on Mia's name, though.
What the fuck? It's spaced out so much!
For lawyers, not graphic designers.
What
type
the fuck? I swear it looks like they're spaced apart twice.
Mia, what's up? You haven't called in a while. Well, actually, there's something I want you to hold on for me. Again? What is it this time? I think technically we have already read through this. It's o'clock. Yeah.
Oh!
We saw
Oh shit! Oh yeah. Well then, I guess, off to the fucking whatever this place is. Away we go! September 6th, Gatewater Hotel, room 303. Oh my god, why do you exist?
And as an extra challenge, Lujack, you read for April. Oh, maybe. This is why we need an extra streamer.
Refrain from what?
This is why we need an extra streamer to do more voices.
Yeah. Do you want me to do
her
this?
Sleeves!
Do you want me to do this one?
Yes, but I feel like you'd be doing all the voices, so I don't know what I'd be doing.
Alright, no, you do this one then. I feel like yeah, you do this one.
Hold on, let me see if I can get it to.
What is with all the women having like just crazy cleavage all the time in this game?
Hold on, let me think. Yan. Nope, hold on. Oh, hello there, handsome. I don't know where I was going.
Hi? Smooth, right? Real smooth. I like to imagine his voice cracks when he says that. He's like, hi?
You're the lawyer, aren't you? The detective told me. He said, "Always say nothing to that lawyer, pal."
Why are your arms like that? Do you just pose like that constantly? You're like that one
Look at
weird...
those sleeves!
You're like that one... She's like that one... She's like that one weird trick from the Alice in Wonderland movie, who like always had her arms up when she'd move around.
I saw this post the other day that was like the spectrum of top to bottom, but it was just like normal sleeves halfway up your hand, sleeves covering your hand, and I'm like, I don't want to perpetuate a stereotype, but that's really funny. And then someone posted just a gif of Larry Butts, and I didn't notice this because his hand is behind the text box, but like when he's waving, like when he's pointing or whatever, he has normal sleeves, but when he's waving his hand and like sweating, his like sleeve is all the way off of his hand.
That is
like it's like his sleeve grows. Yeah, it's super weird. But in this case, yeah, she's got the bottom.
I'm trying to figure out her outfit. Does she have like two different? Does she have like a coat on over a shirt thing?
Yeah,
because it looks like she's got two sleeves. Yeah.
Yeah, that's I think that's just a classic like shirt with the sport coat over it.
Oh my god, her eyes are way too big. Memo to self, thank Detective Gumshoe for making my job harder. Gumshoe, you bitch!
Gee, this is all like something out of a movie. Oh, so exciting, I can barely contain myself.
Please contain yourself.
The glass breaking sound effect, and then like her sprite like blows up.
Just boom.
Yeah, like that default like glass break effect you get with some like movie maker tool. Then I'll be all like, oh, let me go freshen up so I can be part of the beautiful eyewitness. So I can let the part of the beautiful eyewitness.
Sure, I guess. I pity the lawyer that has to cross-examine this one. Examine. Oh, there's two glasses here. What's up with that, You having some company over? Late summer sunlight streams through the window. I mean, in real life, that would be none of my business, but that's gonna mean something in this game. There's the Van Cola offices building, of course.
Why are there two glasses? One for my left hand and one for my right hand.
You can see the inside of the room pretty clearly from here. I think it would be a little difficult to recognize a face from this distance, though. Table. Mahogany. A bottle and two glasses are on the table. Somebody must be staying with her.
Screwdriver.
Screwdriver? There's a screwdriver stuck in this drawer. I wonder what's inside. Let's take a look.
Demon Core.
Shit, that's you, sorry.
Hey!
Well, man, I wanted
to... Demon Core.
Oh my god, why do you look like a nightmare?
Sketchy.
Jesus Christ, I hate how she's animated. Everything about her bothers me so much.
What are you doing? Etchy, sketchy, no touchy.
Weird. Her eye twitches. Her fucking eye twitches.
You really shouldn't pry around in other people's rooms now.
You really shouldn't be fucking making faces like that.
You didn't want to make me upset, would you? Is she tired?
You wouldn't like me when I'm upset.
Does she just want to go ape?
Don't you just want to go ape shit? Upset?
And he says, screwdriver. I'd like a screwdriver right now.
God, I could use a fucking screwdriver. This character is making me need a screwdriver. Upset? I thought she was going to explode for a second there. I wonder what could be inside the drawer.
Here at Phoenix Wright, all of our witnesses keep blowing up.
Why is everyone blowing up? What do you want us?
But yes, screwdriver the drink, which I think is that vodka and orange juice?
Yeah, I think so. Something like that.
Look that up.
Do you think you could tell me something? I need you to describe what you observed at the time of the
One part
incident.
vodka, 2 parts orange juice.
Ah, cool.
Interesting.
Coco.
Oh, ooh, observe, incident. You sound like a lawyer in the movies. Like a man with a big vocabulary.
Please stop. Better not encourage her. You know that thing that occurred, happened the other day? The bad thing? What did you see?
Kind of sus from the start.
What the fuck, Felix? What did you see when it happened? I don't suppose you could tell me about it. Pretty please?
Let me see. Well, dream on.
Why?
What? No, you'll have to come to the court tomorrow, Mr. Lawyer.
That's very inconvenient for me. Oh boy.
What's funny is that you haven't officially been declared as the lawyer. You just show up in a suit, and she's just like, "Yeah, that's probably that's the guy. I saw his suit from across the way. He must be the lawyer."
Yeah, I guess.
As we know in this universe, the lawyer that sees the scene of the crime just becomes the lawyer that is the defense lawyer.
Obviously. Man, the first thing I'm gonna do after we get through all the Phoenix Wright games is watch the anime.
There was... Dang, I keep forgetting there's an anime.
Yeah, there's an anime.
That reminds me, just as a quick aside, someone had a really good point. I was talking about how, man, why do shows, some shows, come out in, once a week or whatever, instead of, releasing the whole season? Then I realized I answered my own question, because I remember asking, oh, why don't I hear people talking about the Castlevania anime? Every time someone does, they say that, it's really good and they really like it, but then I don't hear anything about it for, months on end.
Huh.
Someone's like, yeah, probably because it's released. I don't know if this is how it's released, but someone's like, yeah, probably because it's released in a bundle, so everyone goes and watches the entire season and talks about it for 2 days, and then doesn't say anything until another bundle comes out. And you have a weekly schedule, and not only are people expecting it, but people are talking about the next episode for that whole week. It increases. It's basically a sort of a tricky trick to make sure that people are continually talking about the show.
I do sometimes wonder if it's better or worse that I'm watching things in on a more season-based timelines than episodic ones these days, because I could remember so much of Naruto and early Naruto Shippuden, up till probably the Pain arc. I could remember so many details and so many just bullshit nonsense that people would not bother to memorize. But I was also watching those things in a weekly basis, and I was re-watching every episode because I was a child obsessed with anime, and that was all I had to do at the time because it was the early 2000s. So I absorbed more of it because I watched it more.
I think that it's sort of a tricky trick, but it also helps keep a fandom. I think it helps maintain a healthy fandom, because if you sort of have episodes sort of trickle through at very regular intervals, then people who haven't seen it can watch the old episodes close together, and people who have seen it will talk about the previous episode and theorize and stuff between episodes. You get a lot more. I think you get a lot more input that way. I remember someone mentioning this, that theoretically a show like Steven Universe could have been released in entire season chunks or whatever. But the fandom would have been way smaller, just because like instead of spending like a couple weeks between episodes doing like fan theories and fan animations and people make jokes on Vine at the time or whatever,
Right.
like we would have had that sort of period of like speculation would have been way shorter, and no one would have been sort of, I guess the word is like digesting the show.
Right. Right.
You're like,
Could you just... Who the fuck are you?
wonder if I can post an image. No, I cannot.
You're lying.
That is not possible. Oh, Mr. You said, who are you? Oh, Mr. Lawyer, are you hitting on me?
What? No, I asked who you... No! Hey, I'm just doing my job here.
I'm Phoenix in here. I'm Lawyer here. Hee. You know, you're cute when you fly.
No.
I saw... You need to stop interrupting. We'll never get through it. What the heck is that?
Believe me, this is the first time in my life I've blushed this much. Haha, right. Can you just tell me what it is you do?
Well, and she's just... It'd be funny if she had one of those, like, highly technical, like, 100K a year jobs. It's like, well, okay, so the future of the mining industry is automation. So that's the first thing you need to know. Now, automating requires data transfer, and I need to make sure that data remains uncorrupted by all of the soil. So we have a series of posts that are laid out. My job is basically to...
Ma'am, this is a Wendy's.
What do you do exactly? I'm getting to that. Like, it requires, like, a whole, like, setup to explain what part of the job they do, because it's, like, extremely technical.
I like to imagine her doing all of that, and then in the middle of it, you just hear like, ma'am, this is a Wendy's.
Ma'am, this is a hotel. Well, you asked me. My job was. No, teehee. Or, no, and you don't get your little hopes up. You had your little hopes up, didn't you?
I see there are 2 glasses on the table. Is someone staying here with you?
Just for the meme, I would totally, if I could, I would get someone who can do a really good Pinkie Pie voice. To April. What amazing powers of observation! You must be one of those famous detectives, like on television.
No, that's Gumshoe, but he kinda sucks.
I mean, I'm basically also a detective.
I mean, yeah, Phoenix Wright is basically a detective for all intents and purposes.
Look, it's like how Josie and the Pussycats were like accidentally international spies, or how the Totally Spies were like... I don't know what they were accidentally. They were spies on purpose, but they were probably accidentally like, I don't know, a band?
Weren't Totally Spies just like straight up Charlie's Angels or something?
That's the funny thing. I thought it was Charlie's Angels, but then I looked up like, I wanted to know what Josie and the Pussycats was actually about, and the description of the premise was like, oh yeah, they're a band and they go across the world to do like gigs, but they always get like wrapped up in like local like hijinks that involve like heists and crime lords and stuff, which means that they were sort of a precursor to, they're more like a precursor to Totally Spies. Like Charlie's Angels is in there, but the concept of like doing international spy work, but this time it's on purpose, was like, you can tell like where it came from. It's pretty clever. I like when you can tell like what inspired a bit of media.
When I was a
It's
kid,
like that game. It's like that game Moon something that was like super obscure, or it wasn't ported in America, so it's super obscure here. But it was called like Moon something, and it was like one of the earliest anti-RPGs. And just like seeing clips of it, you can understand how it inspired like Undertale. Like, it's amazingly similar.
right?
But it's weird because without that, like, before I knew about that, I was like, oh, Undertale's like just spawned from the ether. It's like, no, there was precedent for it. There was like a grandfather of Undertale. Kind of neat to learn like where that stuff comes from.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. Oh no, not me. I'm just a lawyer.
Oh, hold on, I gotta zoom in. Say, Mr. Big Detective, why don't you go look for clues in the garbage? Hmm? The garbage.
Wow.
May doesn't like. You just refer to yourself a third person. Miss May doesn't like noisy little lawyers.
Yeah, she fucking
Hello,
did.
cat. There's a cat. Alright,
Alright, well, I'm getting the fuck out of here. I do not like this character. She has too many hearts on her shirt.
How do those... I wonder, for, like, the cosplayers out there, I wonder how those buttons work. Like, my guess is that, like... My guess is that they have a button under them, but it's, like, less pronounced. Because it's not like you slip the whole heart through. It's more like the buttons on... The heart is a decoration on top of the button.
Yeah, I don't know. Her whole outfit is weird. Oh, I was gonna say, when I was a kid, I watched a lot of Totally Spies growing up. Like, I watched the movies that came out as well. I was way big on Totally Spies. It was a fun time when I was growing up.
Sometimes.
I don't know if it still holds up or not, but I hope it does.
I remember, a few nights ago, I was thinking about how when I was a kid, I noticed this. I was like, man, there's so many shows with like female protagonists. And looking back on that, like, man, that sort of like set like not a precedent, but like that must have been like a formative thing for a lot of like young women, just like girls at the time. Just like, yeah, you had your Proud Family, you had your Kim Possibles, you had a zillion other shows that I can't currently remember at the top of my head. But like, I remember that, and I was like, I didn't like get it, but now I do. I'm like, oh, this is like really cool. Yeah, that was cutting edge at the time.
Yeah. It's a good show.
Good line.
Kim Possible was another good one.
Oh yeah.
Love Kim Possible. Hey, I got your cell phone back.
Oh. Say.
Wow.
I don't remember how it was. I listened to my sister's voice. It's gotta be on my list of like things that make me super sad. Is like someone listening to a voicemail of someone who's dead.
Yeah.
And the older the voicemail is, the sadder it is.
Yeah, it's another one of my favorite like kind of situations like that is like in Last of Us 2, when after spoiler alert, big person dies. If you haven't played Last of Us 2 yet, Joel dies. And there's the aftermath where Ellie is like getting ready to set out on revenge, and she's like wandering through her house to get some shit from there. And he's like looking through his clothes and is just like super sad, going through all of his shit that is here. It's looking at his pictures and whatnot. It's very depressing.
Look at this photograph.
Yeah, fucking sucks.
I think they did that with John Wick, where like, which like I feel like it really sort of set up the conflict though, because it isn't. The thing that people miss if they haven't actually like seen John Wick, they're like, oh, he's going on a revenge mission because like the guy killed his dog. But it's not even just that. It's that the dog was like a gift that
from his wife
who like was dying gave him. They're like, I'm dying, so I'm gonna give you this dog and take care of it, and it'll remind you of me or something. Like that was like a remnant of her, and so it's like I don't know, it's double dipping. It means a lot.
Man, it's weird because like for much as I enjoyed watching the John Wick movies, I really don't remember the plots like at all. Like I remember the dog, I remember specific characters, I remember the really cool gunfights, but like it's like his dog got shot, his car got stolen, and then he went and killed the mafia that the people belong to. And ever since, he's just been kind of shooting mafia people. And I feel like that's just been what
Yeah,
every movie has been.
they sort of. That's the thing is that I sort of watched all three of them over like 3 days, and because of that, they sort of blend together to me. Where it's like, well, I know the first one is relatively simplistic, where it's like he goes and just fights all the guys, and that's the main premise. But like the second one is where he wants to be out of the deal or out of the life per se, but a guy who has like basically a special token because people in John Wick operate like the Fae, or more closely, I think they operate by like vampires because John Wick is just vampire bloodlines. A
Huh.
guy basically has like a special like coin that means that he has to do a favor for him, and he needs
Yeah.
like someone killed or something, and so it pulls him back into the life. And its climactic like thing is that the
Oh, yeah,
guy
I
who hired
remember
him,
that.
yeah, and its climactic thing is that the guy who hired him is the main bad guy, and John Wick is like, oh, well, I'll just kill him. And the guy is like, well, I'll just hide at the Continental and live here for the rest of my life. Because you can't kill me if I'm at the Continental, because that's the one rule that all the assassins have to abide by. And John Wick is like, okay, well, I'm built different. And then he kills the
Yeah,
guy at the
he just
Continental.
kills him
And
anyway.
what's his name, who's both his character and the actor's name I can never remember, is like, well, John Wick, I like you, but you broke the rules. And because you broke the rules, which means I am declaring you excommunicado, which just means it's open season on John Wick, and also there's still like a bounty on him or something. But because I like you, I'm giving you like a 2-hour grace period, and he
Right.
starts running. And that's the end of that one. So the third one just opens up with John Wick on the run, and it sort of all falls together where basically John Wick ends up being such a badass that the High Table, who is the shadowy organization that controls like all of the assassins, they're sort of like the pirate kings of the assassins,
Right.
send a character who I think they are called the Auditor. No, I forget what they're
There's
called, but I think
also
they
a
just have a
dude
title
with
instead of a name.
messenger pigeons.
Yes, we'll get to that. Hold on. Yeah, his life is saved by by not Morpheus, Hobo King, the assassin Hobo King. Which honestly, it works if you're already assuming this is World of Darkness. Just, look, we didn't show any vampires, but come on, it operates in the same rules. But John Wick basically is such a badass that the guy at the Continental is like, "Hey, John Wick, tell you what, the auditor of the High Table is saying like something we broke the rules or whatever, and if you misremembering a bit of this, but if you like do a bunch of these like goals and stuff, they'll let us, they'll clear our slate or whatever, and we won't be in trouble." But it ends up sort of falling together where John Wick is such a badass that the High Table is like, "Hey, we tried to like arrest the Continental," and the guy at the Continental was like, "No, you can't do that because I have a John Wick," and so they send in like their special forces with like super bulletproof armor, and it's another just amazing fight scene,
Right.
and that concludes with the auditor showing up and being like, so basically, we realized that we can't kill you because John Wick is basically just too high level and built different.
Yeah, John Wick's just too
So
good. He can't die.
yeah, and I do love. There's something poetic about John Wick being such a force of nature. Like he's such a source of violence that he got into trouble because he shot a guy that he wasn't, or he got. What is it? He got out of the life through extreme violence. He was pulled back in because he owed another guy for some other big violence, and then he he inflicts such violence that the High Table's like, you know what? We'll just call it even. We'll just say that what is it called? The Continental Hotel and stuff is just okay. We'll just leave you alone or whatever.
Right? Are they
But
supposed to be making a fourth one?
Yes. And on top of that, there's one thing in John Wick 3 that still really messes with me, which is that, like, and this is where it starts to cross over into, yes, this is definitely just Vampire the Masquerade, because he's looking for a guy, and of course it's a world of assassins, so he's hard to find, but he's looking for this guy who can, like, let him, I think, back in to meet the High Table or meet someone, I forget exactly, but he's he's supposed to find this guy called the Elder, and they're like, oh yeah, to find him you have to, like, walk into the desert and, like, die. Which I'm like, really? And the only reason why this makes any sense is because it's vampire rules. Because in any other setting, someone would be like, oh yeah, the only way to meet this secret assassin guy is to walk into the desert and die. I would have been like, oh, is this like a trick to get me to die because, you know, there's a price on my... there's still a bounty on my head? Like, that's how they kill John Wick? They trick him into walking into the desert?
Something about this I do not trust.
Yeah, but they he does, like, somewhat die in the desert, and they bring him back. He wakes up in, like, a Bedouin tent in the middle of nowhere, and he meets the Elder, and this guy looks like 40 at the most. The guy at the Continental is looks like 55. Like, the guy he works with looks older than the guy who's called the Elder, who's supposed to be, like, I don't know, a little old, maybe? I assume that he looks young because he's got vampire powers, because that's the logic we're working with here.
Everything is vampires.
It's all vampires. Ladies and gentlemen, look. John Wick all takes place in the vampires universe. There's just no vampires. It's just high-level humans. It's the only way to explain John Wick. It's how everyone gets their powers. It's why there's, like, the sumo dude who absorbs bullets. Like, he survives a shot in the head and gets up again, and John Wick has to shoot him again. Yeah, it's because he put, like, 5 pips into endurance. Whatever, don't worry about it. It's vampire rules.
Don't even worry about it, man. It's just how it rolls. Because he's John
That's how
Wick.
Mafia works. But yeah, I look forward to another John Wick just because straight up they have, and some of the best fight scenes. It really is. It's some gun fu. It's some good action sequences. We'll get back to that later.
Good such. Maya's eyes closed. She listened to every word with such intensity. Before long, tears began to roll down her cheeks.
I thought that said ears. I was listening so hard that my ears melted. Thank you.
Oh shit, man. Well, that was sad.
And that was all a spiel rolling from me possibly misremembering John Wick, where I'm pretty sure he had a voicemail or a video or something of his wife. And that's why his phone is like a recurring motif, and that's why it's like his like moment of like the character sort of reaching their lowest is, I think, near the third act of the first movie, where his phone like completely breaks. And he realizes that he's like left that behind.
Yeah, man. That is fun. Wait, no, I want to do this guy because this is the Patrick Warburton character, I'm pretty sure.
Wait, hold on. Yeah, I can't do all the voices. That wouldn't be fair.
If that wasn't the most over-the-top clearing of the throat I've ever heard. Oh no, this is Grossberg. Okay, you can be Grossberg.
Yeah, I gave him like what's his name? Like a Robin Wilson as Robin Williams. Sorry, Robin Williams as Teddy Roosevelt kind of style.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Ole! Aha! So you're the one they say has been looking for me.
Yes, that's me. He looks even grander than I imagined.
I like that he's like color coordinated with his office.
Oh yeah.
That badge on your collar. Are you with the Toho clan? So you're a lawyer, are you now?
Wait, hang on. Take that!
Yeah! Oh, I wish. Take that. It'd be so funny if when you're giving a gift, it says to take that in the same font, but it plays a much softer, like, take that.
That'd be sweet. Yes. Well, yes.
And what do you want?
I'm not. Oh, no, that's still you.
I'm not particularly busy these days. Please proceed. It's just... I got so expensive that no one could hire me anymore. I'm like Robert Downey Jr.
As you can see, I'm very fancy and clearly rich. I definitely have like a shotgun mounted on a wall on some secret compartment in some wall inside of a wall that like
My vault has a series of
flips
puzzles.
open somewhere in this house. Some shadow lock, some Resident Evil ass shadow lock mechanism bullshit.
I love the like lamp shading in Resident Evil. Yeah, like 7. I love the lamp shading of it, where you find like an invoice from like a contractor who's like, "Hey, we fitted the wall with that stupid puzzle, whatever, it cost $2,000."
It's like,
send it to me with your bank or whatever.
They're like, I really don't know why anyone would want any of this. This is such a weird house. Y'all are weird.
And the funny thing about a shadow puzzle is that, like, I was thinking about how it could work, and you'd need like a grid of light sensors to detect like if the light or shadow was there, right?
Right.
But then like you would have to place them behind the painting, so it would have to be basically a fake painting. You'd have to print it out on like a mesh that lets some of the light through. Because if you have like a solid painting, it would just block all the light, and then it wouldn't be able to detect if there was a shadow or just complete darkness.
I'm imagining like a meeting between the bakers and the like whatever contractor they had dealing with the shadow lock mechanisms, and I'm like slowly realizing that they're essentially building a slaughterhouse for these people. And it's just like that episode of How I Met Your Mother where Ted's like at a meeting with this dude who's like wants him to do some soundproofing in his basement and put in a bunch of shit, and he's just like, yeah, see, I do a lot of laundry in my basement and it gets really loud. And you can like totally tell as he's speaking that like everything he says is just a euphemism for like, I'm making a torture area in my basement and I want you to build it. And it cuts to him telling his friends about it, and they're all just like, Ted, you cannot build a torture room. No. This is not no. Everyone's freaking
Seems like
out.
one of those. It feels like one of those like am I the asshole things like on Reddit, but it's like a long big fake story that's a reference to like. I do wonder how often that happens when people post on that Reddit, but it's just a hypothetical about like a fictional scenario.
Right.
And it's just like I shut down. I denied my a contract, and everyone's mad at me because I didn't take it, and it was good money, but I was pretty sure it was for something shady. Am I the asshole?
Am I the asshole?
My other joke with Grossberg. I keep thinking that his name's Grossman, but no, it's Grossberg. And my other joke was that he's not busy because he's so expensive that no one hires him anymore. Like Robert Downey Jr. And that was one of my big jokes about the Marvel franchise. Was that oh, it wasn't that RDJ was tired of being in Marvel movies. He just got so expensive that no one could hire him anymore.
Yeah.
Which is funny because part of the reason why he's famous is the Marvel franchise itself. I mean, he was really good in it, but what I mean is that it's ironic that like that's like sort of what really launched him.
Yeah. Not busy? Then how come no one could get in touch with you?
On an island retreat. See, I was on an island retreat, and by that I mean I was flying over the ocean when my plane crashed and my child was stolen by a man covered in red paint.
Wait, what? Jesse, what the fuck are you talking about?
Jesse, what the fuck are you talking
Jesse, what the fuck are you talking about?
Well, you see, I had to save Meowth from a man covered in red paint.
Seriously,
He hid in a cave, and he was hiding behind a bunch of mutants. I had to find a secret security card to get through.
What the
Ancient
fuck? What?
There's this artifact that would change, that would manipulate the human body and create life from death, but it's...
Okay, am I supposed to know this reference?
it's just the plot of The Forest.
Oh, okay, see, I've never played The Forest.
Yeah, that's what would be beautiful if we were really popular. I mean, I say really popular. If we had like a dozen people maybe in the chat, is that if I have the chat open and you don't, then whenever I go on one of this like rambles or whatever, everyone in the comments would be like, "Is it The Forest? It's The Forest, bro! It's The Forest! This is the plot of The Forest, bro!"
What the fuck?
The only way that I could revive my... James, the only way I could revive my kid is if I sacrificed another life, so I had to knock down another airplane using the same ancient artifact. Jesse... Jesse, why?
Jesse, please, I'm trying to eat.
Where was Wobba Fett during this?
Do you know that? Who's
the artifact?
Who's that TikToker? I don't know. It's like D Reaper or something. It's that guy who's like, he plays two different characters, and it's just one character who's like, "Hey, dude, you ever think about how like more people are dead than alive, and like you're dead longer than you are alive?" And it just cuts to the other characters like, "Dude, what the fuck you even talking about? Can I just get 5 minutes to eat a fucking sandwich?" I think it's called D Reaper. It's like some TikTok dude. But I'm imagining that, but like with Jesse and James from Pokemon.
Oh man,
you keep throwing like the "what the fuck Jesse" meme into it.
Now I want to contact the voice actors for Jesse and James and be like, see if they would be into recording something like that, where it's just a bizarre story with James going, "Jesse, what the heck are you talking about?"
Oh my god.
Something the matter? You came to see the one and only Marvin Grossberg, did you not?
Yeah.
Here I am, boy. What do you want? Out with it.
Well,
be like, spit it out. I'm listening. We're all waiting.
You're a lawyer. You're supposed to be better at talking than this. Well, sir, actually, it's about Maya. Maya Fey.
Yes, Maya Fey. Go on.
Yeah. Why the strange reaction?
Cha-cha-cha.
Ha-cha-cha! What the fuck? What the... That's such a random thing to say right now. Why?
Jesse, Jennifer, and he says, "Jesse, I'm just a high school teacher." I love that meme with like SpongeBob looking out the window excitedly at Squidward, and it's just like high school. What is it? Breaking Bad fans when they see a chemistry teacher. I'm really quite busy here, son. You weren't busy.
Potential, son.
I can't go taking cases on a day's notice. No, it's quite impossible.
Well, wait a second.
Take that.
How did you know the trial was tomorrow?
Are you moving the mic?
No. What? No.
Oh. You like faded out. You're like.
Oh. What? That's weird.
What was on? Oh, hello, Dick. Anyway.
No, don't fucking lampshade me on this. Answer the question.
I'm afraid it's entirely impossible for me to represent her. Sorry, end of discussion.
Okay, but how did you know the trial was tomorrow, though? What's going on? He refused me before I even got a chance to ask him. What do I tell Maya? Man,
I'm currently busy with a criminal negligence case on a company who seems performing experiments up on a mountain somewhere, and well, it's not looking good for them because someone got video of the whole thing.
Take that! Oh man, what a letdown.
Very sorry, but I'm not.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, let's see what he says.
Very sorry, but I have nothing to say regarding this matter.
What about Liz? Look at this crazy note. It's written in blood.
It'd be really clever if during the trial the Maya blood receipt thing was like slightly brownish.
Why is that?
Well, because when blood dries, it goes from like a bright red to like a dull red to brown. Like eventually, just straight up just turns brown.
Huh.
That's one thing a lot of horror games get wrong, and that's because your average person doesn't leave blood sitting around long enough to know that it does that. But that happened with me once because one time I had a nosebleed when I was in like middle school, and I was like, "Ooh, I'm gonna get this, and I'm gonna like write my name in it." And I wrote it on a little piece of paper, and then I put it in my wallet, and then I took it out later, and it was brown, and I was like, "That's my story."
Wait, so you used nose blood to write your own name on a piece?
Yeah, I needed to know, and now I know. I could have looked it up, but that was a first-hand experience. That's my little Slumdog Millionaire secret behind how I know that.
That's awesome.
Oh man, I need to memorize like some of the scenes from Slumdog Millionaire and use that as like my Jesse, what the hell are you talking about gag. Then there was a kid covered in blue paint, and they gave me a $5 bill and told me that it was Lincoln on there. That's where I learned what president was on the American $5 bill. Crossberg, what the hell are you talking about?
Crossberg, what the fuck? How can you just refuse like that? Please tell me why you won't take the case.
Well, you see, it's just I'm busy. You see, just in the background, like you can like with a mirror or something, you can see that he's clearly just like paused Elden Ring on his computer.
Dude, Elden Ring. But the client
whatever game was popular when this game came out, I guess.
What? Well, okay. By this game, are you referring to this in its original form or in the current HD version?
I would say in the HD version. Maybe I would say a good guess is probably any of the Yakuza games. They've been around for a while and have like remakes. Just one of the Yakuza games.
Right.
Look, I have a cabaret club to run.
But the client is Miafei's sister. Mia trusted you. She knew her sister would be in good hands.
Yes, of course I know that.
Yeah, well then fucking do your job!
However... Sorry, but I must refuse. Sorry. Goodbye.
Ow! Creep. Fine. Creep. I don't have time to argue with you anyway. I'll go look elsewhere.
Looks like the cowboy is patting him on the head. Oh, no, I think not.
Huh? Did you say something?
Oh, sorry, it should have been more like, I think not. Right, because that's the trick. It was supposed to be that no one else would represent her either because of the secret.
Right.
I think not, I said.
What do you mean?
All the lawyers are busy. They're lost. You see, they changed the names on the road signs. They switched them all around.
No
they got
available lawyers. They're all gone. They're all gone. They all moved to Mexico. They built a wall. They paid for it themselves. They built it specifically to keep you away from them. Because they're lawyers, and they can just build their own fucking wall. They went to Mexico, they built a wall to keep America out.
They called it the Law Wall.
And they made Donald Trump pay for it.
Oh, man.
Oh, man.
I'm terribly, terribly sorry. Oh yeah, he does have a little pin on his lapel. I'm afraid that no lawyer with their salt will take this particular case. Terribly sorry, my boy.
Why?
I cannot say. Beg your pardon, but could you leave now? I've nothing more to discuss with you.
Well, fuck you. I'm gonna take the case. What's going on here? How did you know Mia Fey?
She worked here a long time ago. I guess that makes sense. She would have had an apprentice at one point, and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
Like the apprentice, that one. Learned my techniques in the blink of an eye. He had the lawyer's shouting gun. He left one day. He left one day quite suddenly.
But there's another one with the lawyer Byakugan, which allows them to just fucking straight up see through people's briefcases and like know what all the arguments are going to be. And then the lawyer Sharingan just allows you to, I don't know, counter argue any argument, whatever.
The Byakugan, I can see behind the text box. That's the thing that messes with me. The sprites are like full sprites. Like, they're just part of them is hidden behind the text box, but they're still there.
Yeah, it's very strange.
Like it. I already read that line.
Oh, sorry.
Got a mission, you see.
A mission, you say?
See it in her eyes. Followed it with a burning passion. Never looked back, that one. You see, she learned about a strange radio transmission coming from somewhere in the deserts of Arizona.
Taylor, what the fuck are you talking about?
Outlast 2?
I, again, have not seen or played that one.
Really?
How? I tried to watch a playthrough of it, but it just did not interest me. Cause
that's in the first 1 minute though.
Man, the last time I tried to watch a playthrough of that would have been 2 years ago. I barely remember what I had for breakfast this morning. Fucking don't ask me to remember boring shit. I'm not gonna.
See, she was looking for her lost sibling who had communication on the planet 4151B, or dang it, I can't remember my Subnautica.
That's quite a painting.
Ah, you noticed!
Aye!
I noticed you noticing that. My pride and joy. Impressive, is it not? Well, isn't it?
Oh my god, stop yelling at me. Jesus.
I like it. I like how the paint sort of makes it seem sort of crystalline.
I like
the color of the sky, the hue of the sea, the wave of the straw hat.
The way he pets you on the head.
Yeah. Worth at least 3 million. I have no intention of parting with it, of course.
I would in a fucking heartbeat.
I won't sell it. Not even to you. Now I'm imagining one of those RPG merchants that when you talk to them they're like, here's this thing, I love it a lot. No, I won't sell it. But it's an item that would have no use to you as an adventurer. It's no, you can't have this potted plant.
It makes me think of that fucking fish from Finding Nemo who's all like, bubbles, 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 I love the bubbles, bubbles, I love the bubbles, my bubbles.
He did have the bubbles, though.
He did have bubbles. I did get bubbles for fish. I don't remember what his name is. I wasn't interested.
You're really gonna mix Mimics Finding Nemo and the Game Grumps Simpsons Hit and Run playthrough.
Yeah, that just happened.
So many levels right now.
I have to let
reel it in a little bit.
I have to let it canon slide. I'll be right back.
Okay. In the meantime, I'm gonna explain Simpsons Hit and Run. So, like, Simpsons Hit and Run is fascinating in that it's not a 3-act game; it's a 4-act game, and in the sense that, like, you think that things are gonna wrap up, and then they just ramp up again, and there's even more, and things get even wilder. Which is why, like, there's this rift where, like, people who played a bunch of it were like, oh yeah, that was a good game, but people who actually beat it were like, oh, that game was wild. And, which is also why it's a tragedy that I think it was the Game Grumps, they only played, like, a tiny bit of it, so they never got that deep into it. Simpsons Hit and Run.
That is very unfortunate.
It was introduced to me back when it was, like, new. I had a friend who, like, got me just hooked on the concept of it, because he was like, yeah, so imagine if, like, GTA, but, like, your parents would let you play it, and if you hit someone, instead of, like, dying or bleeding out or whatever, they just sort of fall over and then, like, look like they're trying to swim on the ground. Which, like, if you're watching this on YouTube, you can pause this, look up, like, a clip of Simpsons Hit and Run, and you'll know that's exactly what it's like. If a person falls down, they sort of just, like, wiggle on the ground like they're swimming, and then they just stand up. It's great. It's this perfect medium between, like, violence, but it's, like, it's cartoony. It's cute.
Huh.
Yeah, Simpsons Hit and Run, bizarrely ahead of its time.
Fascinating. I wasn't interested.
It's not for sale!
I don't want it! I'm not buying! Jeez! Stop yelling at me!
Alright, Phoenix, you really twisted my arm on this one. $500,000.
Oh my god, Jet, just stop yelling at me, please.
There's a cloth vendor in one of the Hitman levels that, he's built for speedrun, or to counter speedruns, because, like, he'll notice you if you just pick up and steal it or whatever, but you have to, like, pay him, but he negotiates the price down over time. It just takes a while, and if you stay around long enough, he'll, like, lower the price, complain a bunch, be like, no, I'm standing my ground. He'll raise the price again, wait a bit, and then he'll be like, look, just take it and get out of here, you're scaring away my other customers, and you get it for free. It's amazing.
Oh, that's great.
Although that subplot is pretty easy, though, if you've already done the barber takedown, because as the barber, every time you shave someone, they give you, like, 1 or 2 coins, so you're kind of just loaded with coins at that point. I don't know if there's a maximum amount of coins you can get, because I never figured it out, but one time I had, like, 24 of them. I just shaved the whole town. Everyone get a cut.
Huh. Right
So
on.
it's pretty great. Hitman's a good series.
Hey,
Jack, where'd you go?
I am here. Can you not hear me?
There you are.
I've been here.
Right. You asked all 3 questions. What do we just, like, back?
Oh, yeah, no. I guess
we just bail.
I guess we go talk to Mia. Hang on, give me a minute. Fuck. Hang on. Sorry.
Make, like, Leia's, what was it, uncle in Bale.
Make like a tree and leaf.
Make like a tree and photosynthesize.
Hat on, pants off, sunlight photosynthesize.
Photosynthesize, oh, that's beautiful.
Thank you.
What was his...
Man,
I
sorry,
need to look this up.
There's shit going on in my house, and it's very...
Some ghosts in this house.
It's just very unfortunate timing.
Oh, Jenny was talking. No, we keep yelling. By the way, Jenny, thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, thank you, Jenny, for being like the one cool person who comes over and hangs out.
You give us energy and light.
you give us motivation to. What the fuck was that? Why are there weird noises? That is the cat climbing on top of the grandfather cat clock. You notice more sounds when you're by yourself. My sister's at work right now, so it's just me at the house. And it's weird. I am essentially by myself at night, and I fall asleep by myself, and I wake up. And she usually...
Jack.
What?
Oh, that makes me think. So, like, it sounds like one of those, like, Doctor Who or, like, Trevor Henderson monsters, but, like, I just thought of something. You know how people are uneasy in, like, a house at night, and, like, the house always, like, creaks because of the temperature change will mess with the, wood fittings in, like, the attic and such?
Yeah.
What about like a monster, but all it does is it's the one deliberately making your house creaky for no good reason. Well, it's 8:00 p.m. Time to do my job. Creak. All right, time to clock out.
Okay, yeah. So I guess we just go fucking talk to Mia now, eh?
Yep.
Hey, Mia, your lawyer's a dick.
You know, it's like the goofiest part of, like, I haven't seen Toy Story 4, but, like, the goofiest part of, like, Toy Story canon that is only, like, lightly touched upon. I mentioned, like, oh, they don't want to go into storage, not just because it would be weird, but they don't want to go into storage with all of the Christmas decorations in the attic. And I'm like, man, what are Christmas decorations like in Toy Story? Like, are they religious? Like, right?
Oh my god, that's a whole... No, I don't want to think about that. I don't... That's too deep. That's too deep. Look, man, we don't need to think about Christmas decorations being alive in Toy Story. They're just Christmas decorations. I refuse to think of them as more sapient creatures, because it's too confusing if you add that on.
You know, considering that, like, Toy Story, like, the movie came out and then they made toys based on the toys from Toy Story that pretty much functioned like they should, I do wonder, was there ever, like, a real-life situation where someone tried to, like, heist a original edition Woody doll because, like, nowadays they would be rare?
Huh.
Right?
Yeah.
Because, like, an original Woody's probably was built different or whatever. Nowadays, they probably have some kind of market value. It's because of the movie Toy Story.
Right. Fuck, man. I don't know.
Are toys that were in movies famous to toys in Toy Story?
I don't know.
Like, hi, I was the stunt double for Annabelle in the movie Annabelle. I know everyone thinks I'm the actress, but no, it's just the same model. I think it was Annabelle? The one with the haunted doll.
Yeah, that was Annabelle. Well, I mean, which haunted doll? Because I think there's, like, a variety of haunted dolls. There's Chucky.
What if all the haunted dolls in Toy Story are just dolls that got caught? There's like all these ghost hunting teams, and all the toys are like, oh yeah, that's Annabelle. She broke the masquerade. She got caught one time.
She got caught, and now she has to deal with, like, being in movies and shit.
Yeah, the only ones that are allowed to break the masquerade are Furbies, which, you know, just say whatever they want whenever they want, and then just like, oh, well, it's because I'm using faulty batteries from the 90s. Don't worry about it. Which is true. That's why people are like, oh, my Furby's haunted. It's because their electronics were kind of not great, and they didn't really have an off button, so they could just do whatever they wanted whenever, and that's why they would talk to you at like 2 in the morning. They don't turn off. They're like cats. They're the cats of toys.
We have been going for an hour and 9 minutes.
I'm sorry for the Toy Story thing. Oh man, I'm just imagining like the wooden carving of like baby Jesus like getting up, and it's like, hey everyone.
Look, man, here's
Or it's
what.
just like a regular baby. It's just always a baby.
Okay, look. Here's the thing. Toys and Toy Story, but like the adult toys.
Okay, but like they wouldn't talk or whatever. They just kind of like
You don't know that?
wiggle. No, but as in like they wouldn't. As in, I figure that you don't talk unless you've got like something equivalent to a mouth. I've heard that joke before that that Andy's mom also has toys named Woody and Buzz. It's like, oh, that's a hilarious cosmic coincidence right there. My other joke was okay, so like Buzz Lightyear has all of his like Space Ranger training, right? So like does Woody have cowboy training? Does he know how to like skin a rabbit and make it into a hat? Just kind of cursed, but
just
yeah,
like,
he's just doing the Red Dead Redemption
he's just
thing.
doing the Red Dead Redemption like Arthur Morgan, just takes a rabbit and just like tears the entire skin off in one go.
Yeah, like a bag. Taking his groceries out of a bag.
Throws it on the back of his horse.
Don't look that up unless you're physically and emotionally ready.
Yeah, no, oh my god, every time I skin a rabbit in Red Dead 2, like,
I kind of wince.
Yeah, it's like, oh, rabbit. I mean, I know I need the food and the money, but, oh.
What if you had a mod where, so the simple mod would be where it does the simple animation. Basically, if there's a dead animal, but it's on like a weird place, like right next to a wall or something, and your character can't get to it, they'll actually bypass the animation and just like do a grab animation, and it'll just instantly be skinned.
Huh.
No one really uses, as far as I know, no one uses that for speedruns because it's too hard to position it that way in the first place. But like the easy way would be like make a mod that just bypasses the skinning animation. But the fun way of like animate it so like instead of the skinning animation, you kick whatever it is and it just like ragdolls away and you instantly get the pelt. Just boink, and it just like flies in the air and dissolves.
Man, I wish I could run Red Dead 2 on my computer. I need to upgrade my computer for Red Dead 2. It can run Devil May Cry 5, but it can't run Red Dead 2, which feels kind of confusing to me because I feel like that. Because Devil May Cry 5 is pretty up there as far as graphics go. I feel
graphically, yes, but I think its level design is a lot more compact. I think it uses its space better. So I think that's my guess, is that graphically I think it's pretty good up there. But I think that it doesn't have as a wide of a render distance. So it doesn't have to render as many things all at the same time.
I've already decided that we're streaming Devil May Cry 5 at some point. We're streaming all of them probably, but the fifth one will probably be the first one we stream because oh my god, it's so good. I remember turning that game on for the first time and being like, I'm just like, wow, these characters look like real people and not just characters in a video game. Like, it's fucking nuts.
That was me with the original Crysis, where like, I think the original Crysis was the first time I saw a game where like characters had pores. Hello? Alright, my cat was meowing. Hey, what are you doing? Why do you meow? You have foods and water. You need attention. Now we're just kind of rambling. I thought you were wrapping up, but I didn't know.
We were wrapping up. I mean, yeah, that was the goal, but then we started talking about Devil May Cry.
Thank you so much for joining us. We've been lawyering. We've been figuring out secrets. We've been discovering. We've been talking about Toy Story.
I've been Commander Shepard, and I should go.
I should go. I love that.
I should go.
Let's get to bashing butts, as well as these nuts. I'm Taylor.
I'm Lou Jack.
We're the People-Orians, and I'm reminding you to take care.
Oh, Jenny says Crisis Trilogy is on the Switch. Congratulations, Switch people!
That's really impressive, because that means you can run Crisis on the Switch.
Y'all enjoy that, man. Crisis Trilogy is fucking great.
I heard they were gonna make another Crisis.
Oh god, I fucking hope so. Anyway.
Just because, it's good. It's fun.
So good.
And I'm reminding you to take care.
Stay awesome.
Don't get too distracted.
And we'll see you next time.
Bye.